Is Patrick Mahomes still the best quarterback in the NFL?
It's such a good question, and I'm glad you asked it twice. Here is the answer. Yes. The answer is yes. He isn't playing the best, but he is the best. Here's the only question mark I have, is that he was drafted into the perfect storm of outstandingness. What is the opposite of the perfect storm? What is literally the antonym of the perfect storm? Because generally, when we talk about the perfect storm, we talk about everything that could go wrong being wrong. He's got the opposite of that. He was drafted into the perfect situation with outstanding coaching and a quarterback. Go ahead.
I just Googled it.
Yeah.
The Jets. That is the opposite.
The Jets are the opposite of the perfect storm. No, they're the opposite of what the Chiefs have. But the situation into which Patrick Mahomes was drafted has led me to say many times that a lot of quarterbacks in that situation would be having great success, and Mahomes in a lot of other situations would not have everyone saying, is he the greatest quarterback of all time? That part I will go with. But I think it would be selling short how brilliant he has been to say, okay, we're 5 games into the season. He's no longer the best quarterback in the NFL. He's not playing the best. Right now, Lamar Jackson's playing the best, or Kyler Murray might be playing the best, or Brady or Rodgers, all the names that you think of, Dak. But I still believe Mahomes is the best. The one person that I have seen that I would say I might offer as a challenger to that is Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert, who has played to this point barely 1 season's worth of football, let's at least say this. Justin Herbert is better than Patrick Mahomes was at the same stage of their development, or at least he's on that level. The things he's doing are ridiculous. So if you told me I could start a franchise with any quarterback based on his age, Justin Herbert is 23 years old. Herbert is the only one I would consider taking ahead of Mahomes. But the steadfast answer to your question, and you deserve one, is I still believe Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. I need to see more than this to take that mantle away from him. What's the next question?
Greeny, is Baker Mayfield proving himself not to be worth that mega contract that he wants?
I am concerned that the answer to that question is actually yes. I think that there is reason to say that, and that is not to say I don't believe that Mayfield is a good player, and it is not to say that I don't believe they can win the Super Bowl with him. But Bart Scott has kind of won me over with his perspective. You could probably take, we were just talking about the perfect situation. You could take half the quarterbacks in the NFL and make them the quarterback of this team, and I don't think they get worse. I think that's reasonable. And I'll just throw names at you. Seeing what Daniel Jones is capable of doing with the Giants right now, if Daniel Jones was the quarterback of this team, do you think they'd be much worse? Maybe that's shooting a little too low, but we could go much higher. I mean, you want me to throw off the obvious names, Matthew Stafford, Aaron, all that. I think you would get at minimum into double digits before you can say, yeah, this team gets noticeably worse by replacing Baker Mayfield. Now, that doesn't mean they can't win the Super Bowl, but it does mean I would think long and hard about paying him the money that Dak is getting paid and Mahomes is getting paid and whoever the other guys at the top of that list are anymore are getting paid. Because if you're that replaceable of a part, if it's that expensive, I might replace it. Does that make sense to you or no?
It does make sense, but where do we draw the line? Is the line Kirk Cousins? Is the line Ryan Tannehill? Is the line Daniel Jones? You think there are 15 quarterbacks that you think are capable?
Let's do that exercise. As this show goes on today, we will do the exercise. We'll go through every starting quarterback in the NFL, and you tell me whether or not the Browns could win the Super Bowl with that guy as their quarterback. Greeny with you. Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide. You can get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, no contract, all on America's best network. Straight Talk Wireless, 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. What's the next question?
Is the pace that Tom Brady is on right now, a pace that has him on pace to throw for more than 6,000 yards, Greeny, a sustainable one?
I don't think so. And everyone disagreed with me about this on Get Up today, which frustrates me. Here's the bottom line. Brady has thrown more passes this year, or they have thrown for more yards. They have thrown a greater percentage of their offensive plays have been passes than any other team in the league. They're not asking Tom Brady at 44 to be what Baker Mayfield is, which is a complementary piece. They're asking Tom Brady to be the MVP of the league, which you could argue right now he is. He's in the discussion. He is on a pace to break the all-time single-season passing record in 16 games. In 17 games, he's on pace to throw for 6,000 yards. But to be clear, he is on pace to break it even if the season was only 16 games. That defense, they got to get healthy, but they're not what they were a year ago. They're not running the ball the way they did a year ago. I think it is reasonable to say Tom Brady is being asked to do as much as any individual player in the NFL is, and he's 44 years old. 81% of the Buccaneers' total yards this year have come on passes. Only one team since these stats first started being kept, which was in 1932, had 80% of their yards come off the pass, and that was the 1940 Philadelphia Eagles. No team has ever depended on their quarterback like this in 80 years. And Brady's almost that old. So can it be sustainable? If so, he's not human. He's not a human being. I will demand to see some proof of his humanity because he is 44 years old. It cannot just continue like this. I know I'm the last person or the only person who thinks that.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.